born in a small island called Barbados in the Caribbean. I was born in December the 25th, 1942, born in St. Michael. My mother's name was Leo Christabel Fenty, and she was born in St. John's. My father, Seymour, he was born in the countryside called Bath, and that's in Barbados. I was born in a house called Palm Cottage in Fontebelle. And in the year 1954, September the 22nd, a hurricane struck the island named Janet. It was quite bad. I was drinking a glass of water and my dad said to me, "Deanna, move away from the door." And I just stood there and was watching, and the fork lightning struck, and it struck me. It knocked me against the other side of the room. My dad picked me up. He thought I was dead at first, but I survived. So now, if I survive that, I can survive anything. I moved to Canada in September the 8th, 1963. In 1961, my dad passed away, and before he passed away, he asked my sister to get papers ready for my brother and I and bring us up to Canada. So in 1963, we left the island. He always wanted us to move away from the island, so for a better future. We lived on Wilson Avenue in Downsview, and we weren't there too long because my sister only had a small apartment, so we had to find a larger apartment because my brother and I was staying there with her and our two kids and her husband. So we moved to a bigger apartment on Matson Road, Toronto. After I came up and settled down a bit, yes, I found work at a place called Clean Stick Products. And I was there from 64 until 66. No, it was 67, not 66, 67. The weather. I hate the cold. I missed home so much. I wanted to go back the very next day, but I wasn't allowed to, so life was great. It was just getting used to a new country that I knew nothing about. I didn't know how to get around. Everything at home was on the left-hand side. Everything up here is on the right. I just couldn't figure out how the traffic was moving. It was all so new to me. It was very disturbing. 1968, I had my son out of wedlock, and my life completely changed. I just lived for him. Everything was on hold. I was never ever out of work. I always worked. But I wanted to go back to school, but I didn't get the opportunity to do so because I was a single parent, and I just dedicated myself to him. I was only off work for a month because in those days you didn't get much time off. I raised my son on my own. With the help of my brother, he helped me a real lot. It was my son. After that, I went out to work again, and I found a job in Toronto called TPAC Industries, and I worked there from '69 till 1996. I retired for a little while after I left in 1996. I was semi-retired. Then I moved up here to St. Catharines, and I looked for work again, and I worked for Tim Hortons for 10 years. I retired then fully in 2010. I did go right through school, but I did not sit my GECs. I found a job and went out to work, and then 2 years after I came to Canada. Well, the jobs that I have had are all secretarial, but in the offices I did more than just secretary jobs. I did everything in the office. I could do anybody's job. I even helped the accountants. And because I didn't have that little diploma, that little piece of paper behind it, I did not get the salary that I should really have required. I received my citizenship papers in 1993, June of 1993. In 1993, I went back home for a holiday with my son and his wife. The street that I lived on, a lot of the homes were demolished because they built a new harbor down there. It was very disturbing when I saw it, to see what all those beautiful homes we had back there, and now it's nothing. It's just garbage. And I really did not want to come to Canada. But it was a wish of my dad's, and in those days, parents' words were the law. You did not disobey. Now I'm living in Niagara-on-the-Lake with my son and his family. I ended up with a wonderful son, beautiful grandchildren. Yes, it's turned out pretty good, must say. I don't regret, really. I just miss the sun and the sea, that's all. But any regrets, no. I don't really have any regrets coming up here. I can tolerate what little winter we have. Well, I've been doing it now for 51 years, so